Many of us have heard the story of Joan of Arc in one form or another. It's been retold countless times in film, plays, and literature. In medieval Europe, a bloody battle had been raging between the nobility of France and England, the 100 Years' War. In 1398, a famous prophetess, Robin, predicted that there would come a maiden who would be armed and deliver the realm of France from its enemies. It would seem this prophecy was to be fulfilled when a young girl came to the court of Vaucouleurs decades later. Jeanne d'Arc was born in a small farming village named Domremy on the borders of France. She claimed that her vision started when she was 13 in the year 1425. Jeanette said that the voice of God would directly talk to her, accompanied by bright lights. The voice told her that she would lift the siege at Orleans, France, and lead her dauphin, or king, to his coronation in Reims. Her claims were initially met with skepticism in the king's court, but thanks to the prophecy and poor state of affairs in France, Jeanette was given lead of the French army, at least superficially. The young girl from Domremy took on the name used by Robin in her prophecy, the Maid. Not only did she lift the siege at Orleans, but was involved in a number of decisive battles against the English, until her capture in 1430.
Je vous parle d'un temps que les moins de 20 ans ne peuvent pas connaître. Montmartre en ce temps-là, accroché ses lilas jusque sous nos fenêtres. Et si la bleu garnie...
The court proceedings went on for a number of months in Rouen. There it's suspected that Jeanette was raped and possibly even tortured, but never did she yield to the English. In the court manuscripts, it's clear that she was defiant right until the end.
Bohème, la bohème, ça voulait dire on est heureux. La bohème, nous ne mangions qu'un jour sur deux.
The maid was found guilty of sorcery on May 30th, 1430, and burnt at the stake.
Et bien que miséreux, avec le ventre creux, nous n'y cessions d'y croire.
Celebrated throughout France, Joan of Arc, the most unlikely of military leaders, is a national hero. But the saint is being dragged back into battle, a battle fought by politicians over her image. For decades, Joan has been a symbol of France's far-right party, and the leader of the Front National wants her to stay that way.
If you pay homage to Joan of Arc, you then have to share her values. She was both a heroine and a saint, but Nicolas Sarkozy is following an agenda of abandoning national sovereignty, of the disappearance of the people's freedom, and the progressive Islamization of our country. Objectively, it is incoherent.
She was referring to this attempt by the leader of the centre-right UMP party to reclaim the icon. Visiting her birthplace in Domremy, Sarkozy said Joan of Arc belonged to no party.
Let us continue to think of her as a symbol of our unity, and let her not fall into the hands of those who would use her to divide us. To divide in the name of Joan of Arc is to betray her memory.
But onlookers note Sarkozy's interest in Joan is rather sudden. They say with elections just 3 months away, he visited not as president, but as candidate.
Sarkozy is trying to outbid Le Pen to steal some of its voters. He succeeded in doing that when he was first elected in 2007. He has lost most of the extreme right vote, and he's trying to get it back. And to get it back, he's playing on this national icon which has been hijacked by the National Front.
Both leaders are hoping a little of the martyr's glory will rub off on them. But what would Joan make of their political posturing? Charlie Angela, Al Jazeera.
Without question, Joan of Arc has been a symbol of France for centuries. She embodied the French ideals of independence, bravery, and courage in the face of insurmountable odds. And still, as in the Middle Ages, she is a target of their enemies. But no longer is the Maid's image the sole property of France. It is now an export. Recently, the icon has been commandeered by a country even closer to home. The United States began using images of Joan of Arc in wartime propaganda posters. Since then, representations of her have endured in US political campaigns, even to this day.
She's fantastic. I knew she'd be a star.
She could be great. She could be a major star.
She is a star, George.
The biggest star in the universe right now as we speak. Those who love the set, the director's got all kinds of things. The director's hot. He's hip. He's here. He's going to be doing all kinds of things. He's going to change the color of the set. He's got a great idea for a blue.
Don't change anything, George.
He touches one thing, he's gone. I swear. He's history.
I want to meet her.
You got it. Anytime. Name the place. Name anywhere, any street. You got it.
Now.
Yeah, he's still after me. He just gave me a necklace. I don't know, I think it's real diamonds. Yeah, he thinks he can impress me by giving me expensive gifts. It's nice, though. You want it?
Like all icons in consumerist culture, the Maid is now used to sell a variety of products, from beans to beer. Now, her name is even associated with a fetish sex toy line, Joan of Arc Red, which is an artificial hymen. Even the virginal saint isn't safe from the male gaze in Western society. Her image has been exploited and sexualized. Joan of Arc has become an archetype for female courage in the face of adversity. She has been an inspiration to women everywhere for centuries, and is one of the few females to be declared a saint by the Roman Catholic Church. The young woman from Domremy has become immortalized through her iconic status. But in a culture such as ours, it is the fate of icons to be used in representations of the very things that they stood against. Joan of Arc's deeds and sacrifices are overshadowed by the cheap associations that society makes of her. This was a person who was willing to give up her life for her country and her beliefs, which is something very seldom seen in our age, and the real reason why she has become a symbol, an icon, and a saint.